Hello slashing friends, if it's not done already, don't forget to subscribe, and in this video I'll explain you my setup for the Barbarian Church build on the new season of Diablo 4. We'll also be playing around overpower. Even if it's been nerfed in this new patch, you'll see that we reach crazy calculation damage and basically be able to kill anything. I'll start with the skill, and it's very important for you to keep in mind that you must use the following weapons with the associated skills. So first we have double swing. Of course you'll be using the dual wielding, and then we have lunging strike. For it you want to have the slashing weapon. It's very important that you use the two-handed slashing weapon on it. And lastly, for the charge you want to have the bludgeoning weapon. So be very careful to respect this in order for the build to work. After that we have the 3 cries in order to use the buffies. We'll be using the two-handed axe in order to increase your damage to vulnerable enemies, and we'll be applying a vulnerable with the double swing. For the gear you want to play this helm in order to have an additional effect if you trigger berserking again with more damage, cooldown reduction, and so on. So this one is very interesting. You have here increased armor on your armor, and also you want physical damage, brawling skill damage when you swap a weapon, and maximum life. For the gloves you'll want to have the fact that when you swap your weapon you'll have an overpowered damage, and this one is very important to understand. That means that you'll be using double swing and lunging strike, so one attack, one attack, one attack, one attack, and so on. And when you trigger this passive you'll want to use charge in order to proc the overpower effect. So make sure to keep an eye on the counter in order to proc overpower on your charge. Then you want to have fortification under berserking, damage reduction while fortified, and on bleeding enemies, maximum life and strength. For the boots, you want to have the fact that you will extend the berserking duration, and you want strength, fury cost reduction, movement speed, and dexterity. You can also get willpower if you want, or some resistances if you like, instead of dexterity. For the weapons you'll want the same stats, meaning overpower damage, critical strike damage, strength and damage while berserking. And for the first two-handed weapon you want the fact that you will increase your damage up to 40% after using double swing. So in the end you have the 900% from the patch note, 80% from this aspect, and on an overpower hit, meaning you just do crazy stupid damage with your charge. After that, for this one, you want the fact that you'll get increased attack speed when you hit with your double swing, and this one making enemies explode if they die after being hit by charge in the next 2 seconds. It will help you to clean faster instances. For the rings, you want to have critical strike damage, overpower damage, critical strike chance, and physical damage, and the 2 ones links to the shot, fury generation, and this one for the cooldown. Lastly, for the amulet, the fact that you have increased damage based on your resource, and you want brawling skill damage, strength, willpower, and total armor. For the gems you'll want to have additional overpower damage, additional life, and either resistances or skulls for the armor. Now for your construct you want to have a boost of damage, increased duration, reduced cooldown, and the fact that you'll have damage reduction when it casts flash of adrenaline. Then you want an offensive spell with increased critical strike chance to enemies hit, this one to generate resource. You can also get some fortify if you prefer, and this one to pull enemies in order to hit them with charge. For the skill tree you want to get the berserking effect just here, and the fact that you'll be applying vulnerable to enemies with double swing. You want to get here and here for the life and damage reduction, increase fury generation, and this one in order to generate fury. Be very careful because you need to play this in order to proc bleeding to your enemies. When they hit you they'll receive bleeding, and it's our only way to apply bleeding to enemies. Then you want to have the fortification effect just here, increase duration, healing, and this one 5 points in the charge for the damage. You want the cooldown reduction just here, damage reduction here, and this one to get some damage and damage reduction. Then you want to have increased damage here, the remaining points to some additional damage reduction, and this one to boost the attack speed of double swing. You want to have increased critical strike damage and increased overpower damage, since we'll be using charge with our two-handed weapon. Lastly, we want to have increased maximum berserk duration and increased bonus damage to 100%. It has also been buffed in the new patch, moving from 60% to 100%. For the Paragon setup, you'll want to get this node and then this one, and after that get the territorial in order to have some damage reduction and increase damage to close targets. Then you want to have this one, granting you some fortification when you spend Fury, and this one very important to put it here in order to have the boost to physical damage, so this one, and also increase damage to your charge. Then you can get this one if you want. You want to get here in order to have increased damage while berserking, and this node to increase your attack speed. Below you want to have this glyph which will boost your overpower damage when you use a mace and also boost your mace damage, and you want to get this one in order to have increased damage. After that you want to get here in order to have this glyph increased damage while fortified and some damage reduction, and this node in order to boost your damage when you make an enemy vulnerable and when you overpower a vulnerable enemy. Of course it will be very good with this setup. Lastly, you have this node which is very interesting here, which will grant you Fury when you swap weapons and will be also very good in this build. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you'll enjoy this build and have insane damage on the Barbarian charge for the new season of Construct.